Welcome to WildChild Records. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. We're out here in Burlington. Look at this. We're behind Yuk Yuk's. We're upstairs, Yuk Yuk's, also Blk Swan. I want to thank Dave Eisen. This is an exciting future for the Disability Channel. We are expanding. We are branching out. We have a superstar on today. But before we get to our superstar, Meave, I'm so excited. We have our employment programs humming. We actually have people right now from our employment programs watching online. I want to give them a big shout out. We also have our employment programs participant in the studio here today. So we're upstairs on Brand Street at the new Blk Swan. I want to thank the Daves. I want to thank the staff. And again, we're upstairs. We're upstairs at Yuk Yuk's, a legend Canadian platform. We love our comics. We love our live entertainment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching WildChild Records. We're going to interview music sensation Meave. We'll be right back. Welcome back to WildChild Records. Again, we're down here in Burlington. We're on Brand Street at the new Blk Swan. I want to thank Dave's. I want to thank Yuk Yuk's. I want to thank our staff, and I want to thank you, the viewers. Thank you for tuning in and watching us. Thank you for commenting on our Facebook page, our Twitter page. I want to thank the guys at SiriusXM, Long McQuaid. I could go on, but let's get to our guests. Meave, thank you for being on this show.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry, I'm so sweaty.
No, that's great. Now, let me just set up. Now, Meave was a finalist in Canada's Got Talent. That's right, Canada's Got Talent. This is a huge step for any musician, especially independent, especially just a homegirl girl from Hamilton, Stony Creek area. So let's get right into it, Meave. Let's tell our viewers exactly who you are, and then I'll jump in and we'll just go from there.
Okay, so I'm Meave. You said I grew up in Hamilton. I'm living in Niagara Falls right now as a server, and I'm writing music and putting music out there, and yeah.
So let's talk about your music. When did it start? How did you get your inspiration? And we'll just go through and I'll ask you questions as you tell us about your journey. So how did it get started, inspiration?
Well, I've been singing for as long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure like anyone who's in the music industry says that. Like I was born singing, and I do actually believe that. Like it's my favorite thing to do ever. And when I was about, I want to say 7 years old, I was in a school show, like a talent show.
Okay.
And that was my first time being on stage, and I like realized that's where I really wanted to be. So I was put into vocal lessons, which it's so funny because I remember being that age and my parents saying like, we're gonna get you into lessons, and I was so offended because I was like, can I not sing? Like, why do you want me to take lessons?
That's so funny.
Like, but obviously it's just that's the first step into getting somewhere with music, right? So I took lessons and I strengthened my voice and I got into competitions, and yeah, it just kind of went from there. Like when I turned 18, I kind of stopped singing a little bit.
Okay.
I thought I had to take the route of like going to university and getting a job, but I was always really longing to just write.
So you've done it your whole life?
Yeah, forever.
See, that's the thing. People just don't know that, right? All they see is that amazing story attached to Canada's Got Talent. So, take us right up to the point where you went outside of the building and got noticed. Like, take us prior, like a week. What were you doing a week before that? Like,
so I had decided to start busking last May, so it's been a year actually since I was busking, and I took a little bit of a hiatus with busking for like about a month or two in the summer, and then came fall, I think it was in October, I decided I was going to get back out there and start busking just because I missed music, and it's the easiest way for me at least to sing. Like I just have to set up my speaker, I have my microphone, and then I just go, and it's nice. So when I
that's pretty nervy.
Yeah, it was. At first, I was so scared. Like,
Yeah.
I said, like, I hyped it up in my mind, and I was like, I'm gonna go busking. It's gonna be easy. I don't even have to worry about getting gigs. I'll just go sit on the road. But yeah, at first it is nerve-wracking, especially when you're singing and there's people just walking by you, not really paying you any mind, and you think like, oh, like maybe shouldn't be here. Maybe I'm not setting the right atmosphere for this street or whatever. But you got a lot of encouragement through busking, I found.
Yeah.
Like, I met a lot of amazing people, especially in Niagara Falls, because it's all tourism. It was really cool to be able to busk there and just meet people from all over the world.
Now, did you know, like, how much did you know about where they were? Like, were you following the show? And
So I knew the show was in town, but I didn't go out busking at that specific point to get on the show, because like
that's
sounds
insane.
impossible.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would be a little bit delusional if I thought that was going to actually happen. But I thought like maybe it was a thought that crossed my mind.
It was, eh?
Somebody might walk by, but I didn't know where it was filming. So like I knew it was downtown.
In Niagara.
In Niagara Falls,
Yeah.
yeah. And I knew that's like a 10-minute drive from my house. So I was like, I'll just like set up downtown, I'll get some money. And I thought I'm gonna go in front of the casinos because I was actually busking at the casinos the night before and I got some good money there. So I was like,
Really?
I'll go back, yeah. And it turns out they were filming inside the casino behind me, which I didn't know. So yeah.
And when I know we just saw that on TV last week, but when was that, like, when did that actually happen?
In October.
In October.
I believe.
In
Yes.
October.
Yeah, in October. So they pre-filmed the auditions,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, that I had everything happen, how we came out, offered me a spot to audition, and after that, I didn't really know if I was going to air on TV or not. Because I did get 4 yeses, but even if you get 4 yeses from the judges, there's still a round after that where the judges decide who they're going to bring back for the semifinals.
Wow.
And sometimes people go on the show and they get 4 yeses and they aren't even aired just because there's so many people that audition.
This is called Inside Baseball. This is
Yeah.
great. Let's take a break. Before we do, I want to thank another Canadian legend for sponsoring us, Tim Hortons. Thank you, Tim Hortons. We love you. And we kept you in the cup on purpose, right? We got Tim Hortons, we got the Timbits, so all of our staff, everybody's got happy smiles. I want to thank Vivian. I want to thank right next door, our Tim Hortons next door. They're amazing service. So stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk all about the day and how going through the door and meeting the celebrities and your fellow contestants, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the responses from your family and your friends. That's going to be exciting. So stay tuned. You're watching WildChild Records. We're out here at the Blk Swan, the new Blk Swan on Brand Street. We're going to be doing some fabulous live entertainment events out here. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with WildChild Records. And comment.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel of Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to WildChild Records. We're here with superstar sensation music Meave. Now, she was a finalist on Canada's Got Talent. So what we're talking about now is all about the day, like what people saw on TV. So take us through the the TV day. What happened? Like, take us through from start to finish the TV day.
So I was outside busking. Howie came out and said, "Come inside with me." And honestly, when I saw him, I thought maybe he was gonna say like, "You can come back tomorrow and audition," or something like that. But like, there was no preparation involved at all, which was. I've said this before, but it's probably better that way, because if I had time to think about it, I would have
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I would have been so much more nervous. So yeah, I went inside, I went backstage, they fit me with a mic, and as I'm like figuring out what to do with the microphone and what to say, because you like talk to producers, they have to kind of brief you on everything that's going on, right? And then at the same time, I'm trying to pick the song to sing, because you need the song to be cleared to be on air. So I couldn't just go in and be like, "Hey, I want to sing this song."
What song did you? Was that the Alanis Morissette song or no?
Alanis Morissette was in the semifinals.
In the semifinal.
I sang "House of the Rising Sun" in the auditions, which
That's
so
a
many
great
things
song.
happened on this day. I know, I love that song, and I've been singing that song since I was a child. Like, I sang it in competitions when I was younger, and it was a song that the producers had said to me. They showed me a list and they said, "We can get any of these
One
songs
of these songs.
approved."
Oh, okay.
And the only song I knew on that list was "House of the Rising
Whoa.
Sun." So I was like, okay, I guess I have to sing this one. And then they came back to me and said, "We can't get the music approved in time though, so you have to go up and sing it a cappella." And it's crazy, because honestly, that if it were any other song, I would have been like, "No way, I don't think I can do that." But when I used to sing that song as a child, I would sing it a cappella anyway in competition. I would go up on stage, sing it a cappella, because I liked the dynamics of the vocals in that song and what you could do with it. And if you're singing to a steady track, it's not always the same.
It's a 3-chord great song, right?
Right,
yeah, it's great. It's a great classic. So that was your quarterfinals.
Yeah, so that was the auditions, and then the semifinals, I got called back and I sang "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, that was good.
And I got to pick that song, and that was my favorite performance. I think, don't get me wrong, I loved the finale, and it was so much fun, but I loved the semifinals, because getting to sing Alanis was just like my dream.
You did it so well.
Like, thank you.
Like, that's
so
such a tough song.
Yeah.
Like, no one can sing Alanis Morissette.
You know, like, I can't sing it like Alanis, because she is who she is, and I just hope that what I did it justice.
No, you put
like,
a nice twist on it. I like your personal twist. Like you said, it's very tough. Like, so, and then so that was the semifinals.
That was the semifinals. Yeah.
And then, so take us through, because we watched it. We were all cheering. It was great performances, right? Great, everybody. How was the camaraderie between you and the fellow contestants?
Amazing. I get like emotional when I think about it, because going into a competition, like, you would think like you're around a bunch of competitors, and like you're trying to beat each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want that prize money or that title or whatever.
You want to win.
But it didn't feel like that. Like, when we were backstage, it was so much fun. Like, we were all taking selfies with each other and cheering each other on. And in the finale, it's really nice, because like, after, when we're backstage and stuff, we get to watch each other's performances. Like, if we're like one after the other, we could watch the person before us and after us. And it was just so nice to be able to stand backstage and hear my competitors and just see them do so amazing.
So the support was genuine?
It was so genuine. It really was.
That's
like,
good.
I felt like it was, at least. I don't know. Like, I felt like everyone was so supportive of each other and just having fun.
So take us through the 8 to the 4, and when your name was mentioned for the 4, what was the first thing you thought? Like, what was the first thing that popped into your head? If you can remember.
So when they were going down the line and they're saying the people who made it and who didn't make it, I'm not going to mention any names, but like, there were some people who didn't make it through to the final 4 who I was convinced were making it through.
Okay.
Before I had been called yet or anything. And when their name wasn't called to be in the final 4, it actually really upset me. I was like, what? Like, how did that person not make it through? Like, they were amazing. Like, it's like, so it's funny, because my friend Kaylee, she's here with me, she had said she rewatched the finals, and like when they called my name, and she was like, you looked so sad when they said you were like when you made it to the top 4. And it was because at that time I was just thinking like, wow, like everyone did so well, and it must suck.
Were you shocked like when he read?
Like, I was
shocked,
so
right?
shocked. I was like, it was a mixture of like kind of like oh man, that sucks that other people didn't get to be in this spot. And like, what the heck, how am I here? Like, that was crazy.
So between the 4 and unfortunately, you know, sort of moving over to the side, what were you thinking before they said, unfortunately, you didn't make it? Like, what was going through your mind, like, when you were waiting?
When I was waiting, I was just thinking, like, oh, I can't wait to get off this stage. To be honest, it was a really stressful, nerve-wracking time. Like, being on stage and performing is like, I love it. Like, I would perform in front of anybody. Like, I mean, one-on-one is a little bit different. Like, if someone's just like, oh, you're a singer, sing for me. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if I'm on stage, I feel comfortable. I love it. I like singing to people. But the whole competition aspect of it, while everyone was so supportive and the general atmosphere was nice, I think I'm just so over competing. I competed my whole life.
Yeah.
And like, it was like, you're trying to get first and you're trying to get money and this and that, and it's just like, I just want to sing because I love it. And then when it was deliberation and I was standing up on the stage, I was thinking, I'm so thankful for this opportunity. It's been amazing.
That's okay. We got a live audience here. Someone can turn down their phone, please. That's okay. So,
good.
So take us. Okay, so now you're waiting to see if you to win. So I have to say, because I really thought you were going to win, right? There was a lot. We were together a lot. We really thought, only because I thought the dance competitions were really good, but not as good as the singers. Right? And then as soon as that gentleman, the other guy that was with you, when he didn't get selected, we were going, well, I think she's going to win. You know, I thought, well, she's going to win. So, and I have to commend you, because when you didn't win, you really held it together and you really were a pro. And that can be difficult.
Thank you.
Because you're in a moment and someone can go, what? Like, you know.
I mean, the thing is, like, all of my reactions were genuine. Like, I didn't feel like I had to hold it together. I wasn't sad. Like, it was like, when I heard that I came in 4th place, I was so happy about that. Like, even if I hadn't have made it to the top 4, I still would have been so happy to have been a finalist. Like, it was, like, I think I deserved 4th.
Such an accomplishment.
Like,
you should be so proud of yourself. And
Thank you.
When we come back, I want to talk about your family aspect, right?
Totally.
And your friends, because I think that's maybe the best, is seeing how your siblings react and your mom and dad.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
So stay tuned. We're having a really good time here. We're up here at Yuck Yuck's Blk Swan on Brand Street. We're conducting a live interview, and we're going to be doing many, many more. So hopefully everybody can join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. When we come back, again, we're going to hear what her family thinks. So stay tuned. You're watching WildChild Records. We're here with superstar Meave. We'll be right back. Welcome back to WildChild Records. We're here with musician, singer, Meave, who was a finalist, got to 4th place on a Canada's Got Talent worldwide show. We love Simon Cowell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Simon Cowell, he's the great. You know, he's the greatest. Like, to me, honestly, once he left American Idol, kind of so did I.
Yeah,
like, you know, I was
totally
done.
Feel you. I asked the producers, I was like, am I going to get to meet Simon? But they were like, no, unfortunately, he's not coming. I was so excited. I was convinced that if I made it to the finale, I was going to be able to meet Simon Cowell, and I didn't So that kind of sucked, but I do love him.
So hopefully now let's look ahead now. Well, let's talk about your family. So tell us, go down the line, because I know you have 2 sisters and you have a mom and a dad and your friends. So tell us the vibe, what they were telling you.
Well, at the moment, it was when everything happened, it all happened so fast. I was actually busking with my sister Jenna, because she works with me at this restaurant together that we work at. And I went busking that day after our shift. So she came right from work with me to go busking, and that was when everything started to happen. And Jenna kind of became like my manager in that moment, because she's like calling everybody, like, get down here, like what, like I don't know.
We saw the crowd. We saw the crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd started to form. Howie comes out, and my sister's like, oh God, I think I need to call my parents. Like, so yeah, they ended up coming to the show, and it's so funny because like I try not to read comments. Like I would highly recommend if you're ever on TV or anything, don't read the comments. It's not worth it. It hurts your mental health.
Especially Twitter,
yeah. But I saw a lot of comments that were like, oh, this is obviously fake. Her family was in the audience. And I'm like, I'm local. Like we said that so many times. My family lives near me.
Well, I saw your mom.
Yeah.
I saw your mom.
My mom, my dad, my sisters, my boyfriend. Like it was like
the smile on your mom. And they showed her like for a few good seconds.
She became the star of Canada's Got Talent. I think it's funny because in one of the pictures that they show before you like click on my video, like the what's it called, like the graphic that's shown on YouTube, it's my parents like crying together.
That's so
it's
great.
So cute. I love it.
They must have been so proud of you.
Yeah,
they must
really
have been
were.
So moving forward, now let's talk about this, because you're also like, you're not only a fabulous singer, but you're also a songwriter. And do you play it all too?
I dabble in guitar and ukulele and
like more singing and writing.
Yeah, I can. I prefer to co-write. I love lyrics and melodies, and that's something that comes very easy to me. Like my thoughts, like I'll say this, but like my thoughts come out in song. Like if I'm feeling anything, like I'll write it down in a note or I'll sing it into a voice recorder. And then usually I'll find someone like a friend or anyone who I co-write with who I'm like, hey, can you help me put music to this? And that's kind of how my writing goes.
That's great.
Yeah, so co-writing's fun.
So what are you hoping to like do next? Like, because this is a great opportunity, great stepping stone, like more than a great stepping stone. Like it's, who gets that opportunity, right? So what's your vision? What do you want to do moving forward now?
Well, it's hard because like when something like this happens and it comes so fast and it's such a high and then it's all over, it's kind of like, is that it for me? Like it feels like, was that my peak?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like, I don't want to say it's, I don't know, it's nerve-wracking.
Anticlimactic a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because it's like, there was so much going on. Like it was like TV and I'm releasing music and like, I'm doing all that because I feel motivated, and now I'm just trying to keep myself.
Now you're trying to see what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's just that, like I'm writing every single day. I have multiple songs written. I'm recording. I'm releasing music, and I'm still doing all of that. And I want to keep gigging. Like that's really what I want to do.
So if people want to, further support you, get in touch with you, find out what's going on with you, where could they go?
I'm mostly active on my Instagram page.
Instagram?
Yeah, I post there like every day. I'm trying to
Well, you have quite a few followers on it too.
Yeah.
That's good.
I got some followers from the show, which was so amazing. And like I have a good support base on my Instagram right now. It's really nice. So
well, that's great.
Yeah, my contact information is on there.
Excellent. And you can always count on WildChild Records to support you for sure. That's what we love to do. We love to support emerging artists, mainstream, or celebrity artists. So again, give us a call. If you want to interview you, again, we have on the show today, we have superstar Meave. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back and wrap the show. So thank you for being on the show, Meave.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Welcome back to Wild Child Records. On the show today, we had music sensation Meave, and she was a finalist in Canada's Got Talent, and she's going to have a lot of things going on. So do check her out on Instagram. She's going to be a friend of the channel. We're going to hopefully support her into her new career, right? Going to Las Vegas, going all over the world singing. So again, you're watching Wild Child Records, where we give opportunities to emerging and mainstream artists. And also, you can check out our employment programs, because hopefully we're going to be expanding into the music world. Songwriting, producing, gigging, playing, Q&A, workshops. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching Wild Child Records. We'll see you next time.
Stop.